But Russell, let's start with you. Take us through the real crime situation in South Africa. So we see the news, we have those dinner kind of conversations. What's the reality out there, and how do we know?
What we see when we see the crime stats, which are horrific in and of themselves, when we do crime analysis, we also looked at what's known as the Victims of Crime Survey, which is done by Stats SA. And the difference between the two is the SAPS is what is reported crimes, whereas the Victims of Crime Survey is the incidences of crimes. So just to give you 3 examples of crimes that are directly reported on that in both sides, both in the SAPS reports, crime statistics, and in the Victims of Crime Survey, is home robbery, home burglary, and hijackings. Now, collectively, they are reported on, and only 11% of the actual incidences of crime, of those crimes, are reported on. So you have an 89% underreporting of those crimes. The only crime that you can accurately say the statistics, the SAPS statistics are close to is the murder rate, because obviously there are bodies. But with all the other crimes, you can estimate there is a massive underreporting. On the hijacking, it's 500-odd%. Going to the home robbery, it's over 1,000%. So there is significant underreporting in majority of crimes in South Africa. So even though we have a horrific crime problem when we just look at the statistics, it's actually probably 5 to 10-fold worse in most cases, which is, it's scary. And that is the real picture. And unfortunately, unless you actually are involved in crime analysis, you won't see that full picture. And that's one of the things that we want to educate people to, is the full picture, what the crimes are really like out there, and also to give hope. Because ultimately, we don't want to be the bearer of bad news, we're the bearer of good news. There is hope, and we want to teach people and tell people what that hope is.
So just removing hope for a moment, do you maybe also want to talk about kidnapping?
Yeah, kidnapping, it is one of the most significantly increasing crimes at the moment. On reported crimes alone in the last 3 years, there's 254% increase. The problem with this crime is everybody out there is a potential victim. If you drive a car, it doesn't matter what type of car, you are a potential victim. Because the criminals have realized that when they hijack you, that they can get access to your bank accounts. So they're now taking you. But it's also people in the street are being dragged into taxis and kidnapped. It's literally everywhere. You cannot, if you look at the crime stations reporting, it's literally across virtually every every police station in the country. And the problem with that is, obviously in Gauteng, we're the highest crime stats in most categories. But with kidnapping, 60% of the kidnappings in Gauteng occur in conjunction with a hijacking. And it doesn't matter what vehicle you drive. The fact that you drive a vehicle is indicative you have some level of wealth. And even if it's a couple of £1,000, they will kidnap you for that, because if they work for a syndicate, that money doesn't go back to the syndicate. Although the syndicates are now sort of wising up to this and saying, hey, we want our piece of the pie. And the thing is with modern technology comes some inconveniences in this regard. Because if you think on your app on your phone, you can increase overdrafts, you can take out loans. Recently, one person was forced to take out a loan of 180,000 rand, and they emptied bank accounts. So if you consider it from a well-being perspective in a corporate environment, kidnapping has mental health impact, physical health impact, because normally there is violence associated with it, and financial well-being, all rolled into one crime, and it is preventable.